Hello, and welcome to my channel, Hopewell Stories. Today's video is how a millionaire CEO raised his siblings after losing their parents, then got a surprise he never expected. But before we dive into the full story, let me know where you're watching from and what time it is now, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It was a cold morning in the city when Daniel Hart woke up. He lived in a big apartment on the top floor of a tall building. From his window, he could see the whole city waking up too. He had everything a person could want: money, power, a successful company, and a life most people only dream about. But Daniel wasn't always rich. He came from a small town where he grew up with his parents and three younger siblings, Mia, Jake, and Lily. His parents were hard-working people who believed in love, family, and doing the right thing. When Daniel was 22 years old, his life changed forever. A car accident took both of his parents away in one night. The news hit him like a storm. He was still in college trying to figure out what to do with his life, but now he had to become a parent to his siblings overnight. Daniel didn't hesitate. He dropped out of school and got a job at a tech startup. He worked long hours, often sleeping only a few hours a night. He cooked, cleaned, helped with homework, and made sure his siblings were safe and loved. He missed parties, dates, and even his own graduation, but he never complained. Years passed. The siblings grew up. Mia became a doctor. Jake started his own music band. Lily went to college to study design. Daniel worked his way up at the company and eventually started his own tech business. It was called Hart Tech, and it became a huge success. By the time he was 35, Daniel was a millionaire. He had everything except one thing: a family of his own. He never married. He never had time for love. His whole life had been about his siblings, and he didn't regret a single moment. One day, Daniel was in his office going over reports when his assistant knocked on the door. "There's a visitor for you," she said. "I didn't schedule any meetings," Daniel replied. "She says it's personal," the assistant said. Daniel frowned but nodded. He wasn't used to surprises. His life was full of meetings, calls, and plans, but nothing could have prepared him for what was about to happen. He walked to the waiting room. There, sitting on a chair, was a woman in her early 20s. She had long brown hair and big eyes that looked strangely familiar. "Daniel?" she asked, standing up. "Yes. Can I help you?" She took a deep breath. "My name is Elena. I think I'm your sister." Daniel blinked. "What? I know this sounds crazy," she said quickly. "But my mom, she told me before she passed away that my real father was someone named Thomas Hart, and I did a DNA test. We're related." Daniel's heart stopped. Thomas Hart was his father. But how? He didn't remember a sister named Elena. "Come in," he said, leading her to his office. They sat down. Elena told her story. Her mother, Rachel, had been in a relationship with Thomas before he married Daniel's mother. They had a daughter, Elena, but when Thomas was offered a job in another city, Rachel didn't want to move. They broke up and she never told him she was pregnant. Thomas met Daniel's mother, got married, and started a new family. Rachel raised Elena on her own, never telling her the truth until she was older. Elena had only recently decided to find her father's side of the family. Daniel listened in silence. His mind was racing. He had a sister he never knew about. A whole other life he never knew existed. "Do Mia, Jake, or Lily know about this?" Elena asked. "No," Daniel said. "This is the first I've heard of it." Elena looked nervous. "I didn't come here for money or anything. I just wanted to meet you, to know my family." Daniel looked at her. She looked so much like their father. Her smile, her eyes, it was like seeing a ghost. "I believe you," he said, finally, "and I'd like to get to know you." Elena smiled, and for the first time in a long time Daniel felt something he couldn't explain. It was like a missing piece of his life had suddenly returned. Over the next few weeks, Elena met the rest of the family. Mia was shocked at first, but soon became close with her. Jake was excited to have another sibling and started joking that they could start a band together. Lily loved hearing Elena's stories about their father and how he was before he met their mom. Daniel, however, found himself thinking about his parents. He remembered how much his father loved him and his siblings, how he would hold them when they were scared, teach them to ride bikes and tell them they could be anything they wanted to be. Now he understood why his father had once looked sad when he thought no one was watching. Maybe he had been thinking about Rachel and Elena. Maybe he had wanted to tell them the truth, but never found the right time. Daniel started spending more time with Elena. They went out for coffee, talked about their lives, and shared memories. He told her about growing up with their dad, and she told him about growing up without him. It wasn't always easy. Some people in the company were curious about Elena. Some even thought she might be trying to take Daniel's money, but Daniel didn't care. Elena was family, and that was all that mattered. One day Elena asked Daniel, "Why did you never get married?" Daniel smiled. "I guess I was too busy being a parent to you guys." Elena looked at him. "You gave up your life for them." "No," he said. "I built a life for us, and I'd do it all again." Elena hugged him. "Thank you for letting me in." Daniel hugged her back. "Thank you for finding us." As the months passed, Elena became a regular part of their lives. She started working at Hart in the marketing department. She was smart, funny, and kind, just like the rest of the family. Daniel still ran the company, but he started taking more time off. He traveled with his siblings, went to Jake's concerts, and even tried painting with Lily. He realized that life wasn't just about work and success. It was about love, family, and the people who made life worth living. One evening, Daniel stood on his balcony, looking at the city lights. He thought about his parents, his siblings, and now Elena. He thought about how life had surprised him in the best way possible. He had spent his life thinking he had given everything for his family, but now he realized they had given him everything too. And the surprise he never expected. It wasn't just finding a sister, it was finding a reason to live again. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching, and see you on the next video. Bye.